Oh, God, you have great questions.
Again, who in the hell writes these questions? I know you do, but my God, these are great.
Wow. I thought this was going to be an easy question. Usually you get to the last question. It's like, just take it home. That is a really good question. So,
I'm back. That's right. Welcome, everyone, to the Tiny Giants podcast. I am your host, T. Adeola, your favorite former 400-pounder getting you fit on all things creator economy. That's right, baby. This is the Creator Economy show that is about careers versus celebrity. So allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Temitayo Adeola Oshinubi. Yes, that will be on the test. No, I will not repeat myself. So, good luck on the test. I'm just playing. I go by T for short. I'm a professional marketing technologist, which is just a fancy way of saying a marketer with software expertise, with almost 20 years of experience. And I cannot believe I am old enough to say that. Some of my friends started their families shortly after high school, some of them while in high school. Now they're on Facebook talking about, my baby's going off to college. And I'm like, your what is going where? No. That can't be right. It was just a few years ago that Cash Money took over for the 99 and the 2000s. Oh my God. That was 23 years ago. Yeah. Getting up there. I am a two-time author, and this podcast is actually an audio companion to and the first chapter of my first book, Beyond Buzzwords, Social Media, Mobile, and Other Marketing Buzzwords Ain't the Half of It. I also wrote another book called Straight Outta Context, Why Google is No Substitute for College in the Information Age of Fake News and Misinformation. Also, as you heard in the very first sequence of this show, this is not my first rodeo podcasting. This is actually my second time around. I had a podcast for all of 2017 called Marketing Disenchanted. And I'll be sure to link that up in the show notes so you can check out some of my first foray into podcasting. I released an episode a week every week all year, and I had some additional weeks where I had more content. So I want to say I had a total of 67 episodes of the Marketing Disenchanted podcast before that ultimately got sunset. But I'm back in the saddle and ready to tackle this new journey with Tiny Giants. A little bit more about myself. I graduated salutatorian from the Digital Marketing Bachelor's of Science program from Full Sail University. And from there, I've run search, social media, and email marketing campaigns for national and international conglomerates, including Cox Media Group, Acco Brands, which owns most of the brands in the office and school supply space. So 5-Star, Trapper, Keeper, Mead, At a Glance, Daytimer. Worked for the company that owns those brands. And last but not least, Procter & Gamble, which owns many of the storied brands in the consumer packaged goods or CPG space. And no, I did not work on Crest or Tide detergent or anything like that. I worked on one of their newer brands called See Me Beauty, which is makeup for ladies who remember the 80s, aka 50 plus. But they didn't like to be called 50 plus in marketing messages. They preferred 80s girls. So that's what we called them. So yes, that was my contribution to the zeitgeist and the storied brands of Procter & Gamble selling makeup to menopausal women. I actually learned a lot about menopause in my short stint with See Me Beauty. Fun fact, menopause is a day. One day on the calendar. It is the day since it has been 12 months since a woman's last menstruation. And after she becomes symptomatic, all the time leading up to that, she is perimenopausal. And then after that day, when it has been 12 months since her last period, she is postmenopausal. So we use the term menopause to refer to the whole process, but menopause is actually a day. It is one day of demarcation. So there you go. There's your nugget for the day. I've also taught digital marketing at the collegiate level. I was an associate instructor at Old Dominion University, Loyola New Orleans, the University of Wisconsin at Madison, the University of Miami, and North Carolina State University. So that's a quick rundown of the rap sheet. And what I've been doing for the last going on 4 years, simultaneous to teaching. Yeah, even when I was at Procter & Gamble, I co-founded a disruptive education consulting company called Delightfully Understandable LLC. And our flagship program, STEM Whisperers, is designed to replace the school to prison pipeline with marketing technology careers. So for the uninitiated, the school to prison pipeline is a set of practices and policies aimed at-risk kids at failing schools, designed to transition them out of the classroom and directly into the prison industrial complex. Whereas marketing technology are all of the software and systems designed to meet marketing goals. So Facebook ads, Google ads, email marketing, text message marketing, that all falls under the umbrella of marketing technology or MarTech. So the approach is simple and I think very elegant. Get them out of trouble and into marketing technology careers. Because when I was in those spaces at those companies, I was often the only person of color in the room. When I worked at ACO Brands, I was the only Black male in my division. Not on my team of the 4 teams that reported up through my VP into the CMO, I was the only Black male in the entire division. Now, in fairness, and not to paint ACO Brands with a dirty brush, they actually did really well when it came to gender diversity. There were actually more females than males on the team overall. And I did have a teammate who was from Pakistan, but on the whole, in terms of Black people, melanated Black folks, just me, Dolo. And one of the things that I would often be complimented on was my different perspective and the different point of view and the different spice and flavor that I brought to the table and just in my communication style and everything like that, because, you know, I speak very well. And I'll spare you the domestic disaster that was my early childhood, but needless to say, I was that kid. Chronic suspension, truancy, fighting. I'd swing at you as soon as I look at you. And somehow, through the grace of God and a praying mama, I avoided the pitfalls of the system and went on to have a successful professional career. And so that's what STEM Whisperers is for and about. Getting those quote unquote bad kids like I used to be, getting them out of trouble and into a marketing technology career path. And through my work with STEM Whisperers, I identified a gap in the market that I want to try to fill with this show. You see, at the risk of sounding like the nostalgic old coot I'm developing into, back in my day, there was an alignment between parent, child, and the school system as it pertained to career trajectory. So there was once a point in time where if you walked into a 3rd grade classroom and asked a bunch of 7 and 8-year-olds what they wanted to be when they grow up, you'd hear doctor, lawyer, architect, that sort of thing. And the schools were designed to produce those professions. And this is very important, the parents understood the importance to both their families and society as a whole that their child go on to be a doctor, a lawyer, an architect, etc. Now, this is no longer the case. Now, if you walked into a 3rd grade classroom and asked the same question, you're going to hear IG model, gamer, YouTuber, or different terms that all describe the same thing, which we know as being a creator or a content creator. So the youth have spoken, and they're very clear on the fact that they intend to pursue content creation as a career. And sort of the 2 stats that this show is founded upon is a study conducted by Lego and Harris Poll that found that 3 times as many children ages 8 to 12 want to be YouTubers than astronauts. Now follow that up with a global survey conducted by Adobe, which found that just shy of 50%, 49% of Gen Z intend to pursue content creation as a career. However, not only are most schools woefully ill-equipped to produce professional content creators. Most parents don't understand the creator economy well enough to understand whether or not this is an ambition that they should support. And then there's the sheer scale of it. If everyone is a content creator, then the sea of noise becomes bigger, the competition for attention becomes harder, and the more will fall by the wayside. So this is the gap that we're going to fill with this show. This show is going to focus on the market trends and careers that make the creator economy just that, an economy. And we're going to do that by highlighting niche specific creators that the uninitiated have no concept of, or as we like to call them, tiny giants. So an example of a tiny giant would be someone like Seth Godin, right? So if you're a professional marketer or an entrepreneur, odds are pretty good that you know who Seth Godin is. He's the author of 20-some best-selling books, speaks on the circuit. He's a bona fide celebrity in the niche of entrepreneurship and marketing. And yes, it is a niche. It's a huge niche, but it's still a niche because most people aren't entrepreneurs or professional marketers. So if you're in that niche, you know exactly who Seth Godin is. However, if you're not, odds are good you've never heard of the guy. And so that's what we mean by tiny giants. And so there you have it. Who I am, how I got here, what I've been up to, and what we plan to accomplish with this show. And so, tuck in. This is going to be a really fun time for all parties involved. And my goal with this is to create a resource for not only the parents, but also children or young adults who intend to pursue content creation as a career. I'm the proud father of 3 children myself. As of this recording, my oldest son is 13, my daughter is 9, and my youngest son is 6, all of whom have expressed interest in becoming creators. And so I'm right there with you folks. I am right in the thick of it as well. So we're going to go on this journey together. So I look forward on being a resource to the parents and the young people alike as this burgeoning economy becomes more professionalized and more developed, and making sure that you have the tools and resources to go and grow. So that's it for the teaser episode. Stay tuned in and locked in for more creator economy goodness. If there are particular topics or niches or niches, if you're fancy, that you want me to cover in specific, please do leave a comment on one of the social channels, or you can email me directly at t@tinygiants.tech. That's t@tinygiants.tech. See you soon. Tiny Giants is an audio companion to and the first chapter of my first book, Beyond Buzzwords. Social media, mobile, and other marketing buzzwords ain't the half of it. Available on Amazon. If you enjoyed this podcast, chances are good you'll like the book too. I'm proud to say that while the book has aged, it's not dated. Sure, some examples could be freshened up, but strategically, it's as rock solid as the day it was written. Not every author can say that. I encourage you to pick it up and leave me a rating and review. It really helps. I have like 1 rating on that book from my mom because she loves me, and I'm positive that you'll love it too. Head on over to tinygiants.tech for more episodes and whatever else I have going on. While you're there, leave me a voicemail with your question, comment, or feedback for improvement. I may play that voice recording on a future episode as I answer your question or address your concern. If you, your company, or school needs help with college, career, and creator readiness strategy, or to book me to speak, drop me a line at t@tinygiants.tech. If you or someone you know is doing big things in small or not so small niches, or as we like to call them, tiny giants, and they will make a great guest for the show, email me at t@tinygiants.tech. Thanks for listening. And remember, you get big by going small, but to prioritize career over celebrity. But no matter what you choose, know that I'm rooting for you.